Okay, so this was a better episode of Blue Exorcist, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to agree on this, because not only do we get more characterization to the characters, but we also have gone to the action. So about half of this episode consisted of Father Fujimoto's past regarding the Sugorou temple, and also the Koma sword. We saw that a little bit from last week's episode, but now we really get to see how exactly everything ended up going about regarding Father Fujimoto and also Tatsuma as well, which is Sugorou's father. So let's talk about this part of the episode first. So Father Fujimoto ends up acquiring the Koma sword in the beginning. However, due to his injuries, he then passes out. And when, he had the fight with the demon. So when he eventually passes out, Tatsuma ends up taking away the Koma sword from him and treats his wounds. And he eventually wakes up, and Tatsuma starts to interrogate him as to why he wants the Koma sword, and it is revealed that apparently he wants to kill a child using the Koma sword. And it really sounds something out of the ordinary when it comes to Fujimoto's character, and as we see through this episode, it is out of character from him. But he simply said this due to other reasons we can assume as to why he wanted to acquire the Koma sword in general, and it probably had something to do with Rin and also his brother, but at the same time, apparently the higher-ups in the Exorcist field wanted Father Fujimoto to acquire this in the first place. So we eventually see Father Fujimoto start to, go out of the temple to try to find the Koma sword, and he eventually comes across the people in the temple completely struck with tempate. They are all dying off due to the infection, and he then actually begins to treat them because he apparently comes up with this sort of herb that ends up reviving, or I guess treating, the wounds of the tempate that all of the people within the temple were facing, including Tatsuma's wife. So this is where we see that technically Father Fujimoto, helping Tatsuma regarding not only the people of the temple, but also his wife. His wife was able to have the child, which was Sugorou. So if Fujimoto never appeared and helped him in general in the past, Sugorou would not be alive to this very day. So yeah, it was kind of interesting to see a little bit more characterization regarding Father Fujimoto's character and how these events from, this arc have actually had an impact from, season 1 of Blue Exorcist, as to how, Father Fujimoto acquired the Koma sword, gave it to Rin at his, last dying words, and just how he acquired this Koma sword in the first place, and also how he helped the Sugorou temple, and also how he helped out Tatsuma actually have a child, which is Sugorou. So without Father Fujimoto's help, Sugorou would not be alive. So after we are done with the characterization to Father Fujimoto, we actually then revert over to some characterization regarding Tatsuma. Now, Tatsuma's father ends up dying the night of the Blue Flame. And I will say this, probably when the Blue Flame night happened, I will say that maybe they actually could have prevented this with the Koma sword. If they had the Koma sword, not a lot of people would have died off from this attack that they have faced. I could be wrong though, but anyway, I digress. Regarding when it comes to Tatsuma's characterization, it is revealed that his father has inherited what was called the Karuna, which is like this phoenix-looking demon. And apparently this phoenix has actually the ability to end up, quelling the Impure King, to actually stop the Impure King causing atrocities like it has done in the past. And also, if any other dangers appear, Karuna, the phoenix, will end up, quelling and actually helping out the Sugorou temple. So, in a way, it has been inherited from generations regarding the Sugorou temple, and it has protected the temple ever since. Now, Tatsuma ends up getting inherited by this as well, because we see that his father ends up dying and he now becomes the vessel. So Katana makes a pact with Tatsuma that if Tatsuma ends up remaining loyal to his pact that they made between one another, then Katana will not leave his body and will protect the temple. At the same cost, though, if Katana is to remain in Tatsuma's body and protect the temple at all costs, whenever it comes to any dangers that might threaten the temple and its members, Tatsuma has to lie to them, keep things secrets from them, and manipulate them. And so this reveals how he has been acting as a character, what made him so suspicious in the first place, and also why he wouldn't even tell his own son these secrets. So it is revealed that because of this, he has been keeping secrets the whole time, and how, the temple does not see him as a fit master for the Sugorou temple. So that, I actually liked how they executed that scene. However, at the same time, while Tatsuma has Katana, at the same time, we know what's going down with the corruption in the temple as to, how Mamushi has actually been conspirating with Mr. Todo regarding the eyes of the Impure King, and has now even given Mr. Todo the right eye. And now what happens in this episode is that Mr. Todo ends up reviving the Impure King, which is really bad. Not only that, but also by how he ends up doing this, I don't really know, but he ends up consuming Karuna himself. And it seems like Karuna, being in his body, even though, he is not a master or has the same bloodline as the Sugorou members in the temple, it seems as though he has the side effect from Karuna actually turning him younger, which is a little bit weird, but at the same time, he has become a lot more powerful. And we end off this episode with Mr. Todo stabbing Tatsuma through the throat. So this is going to leave many people assuming that, yeah, he is pretty much dead at this point. I mean, the dude was stabbed in the throat. So yeah, things are looking bad at the moment, and we're not gonna know what is gonna happen until we see, the next coming episodes. But I will say that this was a very well done episode regarding what A1 Pictures did with, this episode, how they adapted it from the manga. I really do like it. They pretty much adapted it to a T. And really, I didn't really have any problems with this episode, in my personal opinion. I really didn't. I thought it was a very interesting episode. It gave more characterization towards Tatsuma and also Father Fujimoto. At the same time, it has given us action and has even drove on the plot, actually, to a certain extent. So I like this episode. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Again.